Eddie Bear, Storm 9000, man, with Rashawn. Let's let this roll through.
Stuff like that.
Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, see some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. And make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, and let's build together.
a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I'm a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is
One of the most frequent questions that I get is, where are the children, and why you call yourselves the children of the sun?
All right, family, I'm just trying to make sure the black line is clear. There was a community meeting popping off, and we just want to make sure that everything is clear before we go up, because I like to keep them separate. Let me do this, and we'll get started. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right, cool. We're about to go and open up the black line so that we can have some discussion tonight about what's going down. Look at these folk tales. Let me go on over here and do this. Uber conference, pop on up. So we will be opening up the black lines. We're opening up the black lines now. Opening up the black lines. Opening up the black lines. Opening up the black lines now. Open up the black lines now. How was that? Okay. I guess I could have. Well, yeah, that's kind of backwards. But I mean, I guess would it be backward for y'all because I'm seeing it backwards? All right, it is what it is. We're going to use microphone. No, we don't want that. We want the Blue Yeti. Why it keep changing? All right, we're gonna join it now. We're calling in. So if you have a computer, you can also join the call, and we can have us a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. For some reason they say my mic is muted. I don't understand why my mic is muted. Let's go and adjust that because is my Blue Yeti muted? Blue Yeti? Blue Yeti is not muted. What is it talking about? Foolishness. That's what it's talking. Foolishness. All right, let's go. Let's go to the folk tale. All right, family, we're going to switch. We're going to switch real quick. Let me go and switch y'all in so that y'all can be up with where we at. All right, this week's folk tale, the folk tale of the week. The folk tale of the week. Folk tale of the week. The folk tale of the week. Folk tale of the week. All right. Man, all right, so we up here live. Oh, it's buffering too. That's whack. That's whack. But anyway, we're going to go to the folk tale. All right, so the folk tale for tonight is The Miser. It's called The Miser, but in other places it's known as The Miser and His Gold. The Miser and His Gold. All right, so let's go and read the story. Then we're going to look at some other translations of it. And then from there, we will move off. But before we move there, I want to make sure that you understand that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I'm your host, Brother Hot Tim, and of course you know this is a Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Now join us as we do some real wisdom mining. Put the babies to bed because we are about to talk about some real folktale stuff here. And we're going to try to get into some of the deepness of some of the stuff that's going on. The goal of Folktale for Grown Folks is for us to look at the wisdom of our ancestors. Here in Gye-Nyame, we call it wisdom mining, where we will go put on our work clothes, grab our tools so that we could go out and mine for the wisdom that our ancestors left us in the form of crystallized wisdom. All right? So, the folktale we will be covering today, once again, is called The Miser. And for those that don't know, the black line is open. And let me make sure y'all can see that. The black line is open. So feel free to call in and we get discussion popping. Unfortunately, I haven't mastered, for those that are on gnj.media, and I hope all of y'all are on gnj.media, I haven't mastered the chat outside of the, you have to actually go in and, in a sense, get your account so that you can actually chat, and it's not even guaranteed I'm going to see it then. So we're going to work on that. I'm working on that as we speak. But right now, we can't directly chat. So if you want me to see a message, right now you have to go to Facebook because even my YouTube is down. So those that's on YouTube can't hear me anyway. All right? If you are listening on Spreaker, the black line number is 614-556-4535. Remember the discussion from this morning. I said the life. We was talking about the life, right? This life, the life of consciousness, the life of this Afrocentric way, or some people call it that Hotep life. You know what I'm saying? Some of us call it the conscious life. You know, I prefer, I'm Gye-Nyame, so it's that Gye-Nyame life, right? So we all got different names of it, but it's a life. And one of the things we kind of spoke about this morning was that having a life or being in a life is cool, but we have to make sure that this life is able to provide a living. Having the life and being involved in the life is not enough. We got to make sure that it produces. And today's folktale, the folktale that failed for us to look and research and to study for the next 7 days, I believe fell right in line with the whole idea of the life providing a living. All right, so I'm pulling from Aesop Fables. Of course, I'm the e-course on how to break these down. You know what I'm saying? We already, I already got a method for breaking them down. So we're going to do a course on people breaking them down. And for those, like I said, that want to come into Gye-Nyame and you might not be in the city and you be able to chill with us, there is a process that we can take you through, that we do have, that we could take you through so that you can understand what we're talking about. So when we saying like today is Kuji Chakalia, you understand what we mean. Some of y'all can, y'all understand it, but you understand it from where you are, not from where we're coming from. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as if I say today Kuji Chakalia, you go on and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But the hows and the whys of that, you know what I'm saying? Come check us out on Gye-Nyame Journey so that we could build together, right? Because the information you have can add to what we already are building on. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure that the life that we're living is able to promote a living. All right, so let's go. Other announcements before I go forward. For those that don't know, hold on. Wow. I want to open it with the right thing. For those that don't know, our African Deep Thought Workbook, created by Sister Tara Hassa, is now for sale. It's up. We have the digital version, the writable, as well as the flip ebook. I got to make sure that the flip ebook is in there. And if not, I'm going to make sure that everybody that purchases do get the flip ebook. This is all ebook. This book is $25. This is a workbook. And I'm telling you right now, if you work the process will work you. If you trust the process will build you up. Sister put a foot in it on this one, and this is a must-have. It's based on the African Openness to the Tree of Life, the book we're going through right now on our tribal quotes every Ujima night. Is based on this. We have been talking about putting something together like this for years. I came up with the idea, came up with the worksheet and everything, but Tara Hassa felt, I was taking too damn long. She's like, well, hi, Tim, you taking too damn long. You know what I'm saying? So we now have it available. You can find this book at AfricanDeepThought.com. go to africandeepthought.com. Another announcement, Elder Darrell Green will be launching his e-course called The Art of Movement. This is part one. It's a 3-part e-course, and he will be teaching you the basics of Tai Chi. He will go through. He'll teach you the warm up, the basic stance, and the basic movements to help you start building. Because of this COVID, a lot of people can't come into a public place or might not feel comfortable in it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you'll be able to get that. I'll be releasing that link pretty soon, as well as running the commercial as well. Also, for those that's also interested in Gye-Nyame for other reasons, you might want to put together an ebook yourself, or learn how to put together an ebook. You might want to learn how to create an e-course or put an e-course together yourself. You might want to start a podcast. You might want to build a streaming platform, as we have done here on Gye-Nyame. You might want to stream to multiple platforms. All those services. You might want to start a blog and don't know where to go. You know what I'm saying? You can consult with Gye-Nyame Journey, and we will help you with that. And if you are a G&J Media, a G&J Media supporter, if you are a G&J Media supporter, you know what I'm saying, you will of course get a deep discount. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and especially for those that are supporters, we will guarantee that you have support after you are up and running. And of course, if you want to stream with us at gnj.media, because we do have our own site where we could do that type of stuff, by all means, feel free to join us. Also, for the supporters, I wasn't able to ink a super great deal with Elder Darrell, but everybody that's a supporter, I will be emailing you a link where if you purchase off that link, you will be able to get 50% off. So for you, it'll be $12.50 to get the e-course. That's all part of the whole piece. I can't guarantee everything for free. You know what I'm saying? If it would have been published through Gye-Nyame Journey, you would have got it. But Elder Darrell Green is setting up his own. We're helping him build his own platform. See what I'm saying? We're not playing here, Gye-Nyame Journey. We're trying to add a living to the life, right? And last but not least, those that are interested in the Gye-Nyame network, or what are interested in Gye-Nyamics, because we're going to put together our Ujima network, right? We're going to put together Ujima network. That's what we're trying to build, where we could teach you how to use your social network to, in a sense, earn extra income, and to help other people use their social network and personal network to make some extra income, so that we could go and get this circle of reciprocity, this reciprocity nation building going on, because we're going to need to get the process of reciprocity moving if we're talking about moving into the 21st century, beyond the 21st century, because the times are getting dire, and we need to learn how to capitalize on this social network. And we're going to have some important stuff to talk about in the morning. So, now, took all that time. Now let's get to the folktale. Like, wow, Brother Hot Tim. All right, the miser. A miser sold all that he had and bought a lump of gold, which he buried in a hole in the ground by the side of an old wall, and went to look at it daily. One day his workmen observed his frequent visit to the spot, and decided to watch his movements. He soon discovered the secret of the hidden treasure, and digging down, came to the lump of gold and stole it. The miser on his next visit found the hole empty and began to tear his hair and to make loud lamentations. Oh God, why making all this noise? A neighbor seeing him, overcome with grief and learning the cause, said, "Pray, do not grieve so, but go and take a stone and place it in the hole, and fancy that the gold is still lying there. It will do you quite the same service. For when the gold was there, you had it not, as you did not make the slightest use of it." So now, let's go and look at some of the other translations, and then I'm going to get in. I'm going to break it down from my perspective. If anybody want to call in and join us and throw your wisdom out on there, you can join us. All right, Kwame, you can't find the chat. All right, on the inside you can find the chat box, man. But go to Twitch, man. Go to Twitch till we get it together. Don't want you to tear the house down. We just built it. I already broke it. He's in Gye-Nyame trying to find the chat box, and I already done broke it. I don't need Kwame coming up in there tearing it up too. You know what I'm saying? We already got Dentista complaining. So we trying to maintain some, but also remember that the Gye-Nyame chat will not show up on this. So family, what the plan is, that eventually we will build up Gye-Nyame to a point where we won't have to stream on Facebook or YouTube. Let me say that again. Because the goal is not to get big on YouTube. It's not to get big on Facebook. My piece is to be able to kind of use those platforms, but fade away more as we get more and more people on Gye-Nyame and more people supporting what we're doing. We get this Ujamaa network working, right? We start practicing Ujanomics. We won't need to go to outside sites unless we want to, unless there's something on there we feel we have to see, because we'll be able to post everything we want on our site. All right, but anyway, so let's go and look at some of these other translations. I'm going to my favorite site, Fables of Aesop. The miser and his gold. A miser tried to hide his gold, but a thief saw where and took the gold. Too bad. That's the short one you can tell the kids. When you can't remember the whole story, they always have a good one on here. Wealth not used is wealth that does not exist. Once again, let's say that again. Wealth not used is wealth that does not exist. They have a little video on here too. Let's go and play the video. It's only 1 minute and 30 seconds.
The Miser. A miser had buried his gold in a secret place in his garden. Every day he went to the spot, dug up the treasure, and counted it piece by piece to make sure it was all there. He made so many trips that a thief who had been observing him guessed what it was the miser had hidden, and one night quietly dug up the treasure and made off with it. When the miser discovered his loss, he was overcome with grief and despair. He groaned and cried and tore his hair. A passerby heard his cries and asked what had happened. "My God! Oh, my Lord!" cried the miser wildly. "Someone had robbed me." "Your gold, there in that hole. Why did you put it there? Why did you not keep it in the house where you could easily get it when you had to buy things?" "Buy?" screamed the miser angrily. "Why, I never touched the gold. I couldn't think of spending any of it." The stranger picked up a large stone and threw it into the hole. "If that is the case," he said, "cover up that stone. It is worth just as much to you as that treasure you lost." A possession is worth no more than the use we make of it.
All right. Oh, you see they got the white boy as so now y'all know that's gonna be the next project for us. I'm gonna pick about 20 of these, and we're gonna pick some of our young people and read it, and then we're gonna we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have I'm gonna have a little slight commentary about each one of them. All right, we won't read the children's version because that was the video that we just saw, right? But this is Samuel Croxall, the covetous man. A poor, covetous wretch who had scraped together a good parcel of money went and dug a hole in one of his fields and hid it. The great pleasure of his life was to go and look upon the treasure once a day at least, which one of his servants observing, and guessing there was something more than ordinary in the place, came at night, found it, and carried it off. The next day, returning as usual to the scene of his delight, and perceiving it had been ravished away from him, he tore for his hair in grief, and uttered the doleful complaints of their despair to the woods and meadows. At last a neighbor of his, who knew his temper, overhearing him, and being informed of the occasion of his sorrow, "Cheer up, man," says he, "thou hast lost nothing. There's the hole for thee to go and pep at still, and if thou canst but fancy thy money there, it will do just as well." Now here we go. The application, because sometimes these come with applications, so get ready. Because I ain't even getting to the commentary yet. Of all the appetite to which human nature is subject, none is so lasting, so strong, and at the same time so unaccountable as that of avarice. Our other desires generally cool and slacken at the approach of old age, but this flourishes under gray hairs and triumphs amidst impotence and infirmity, whatever that is. All our other longings have something to be said in excuse for them. Let them be at what time of life soever, but it is above reason, and therefore truly incomprehensible, why a man should be passionately fond of money, only for the sake of gazing upon it. His treasure is as useless to him as a heap of oyster shells. For though he knows how many substantial pleasures it's able to procure, yet he dares not touch it, and it as destitute of money, to all intents and purposes, as the man who is not worth a groat. I gotta look that up. I might have to say that to some man. You ain't worth a groat. I like that. I'm gonna have to go on and look that word up. Groat. This is a true state. This is the true state of a covetous man, or a covetous person, to which one of the fraternity may possibly make this reply: that when we have said all, since pleasure is the grand aim of life, if there arise a delight to some particular person from the bare possession of riches, though they do not nor ever intend to make use of them, we may be puzzled how to account for it, and to think it very strange, but ought not absolutely to condemn the man who does closely but innocently pursue what they esteem the greatest happiness. True, people would be in the wrong to paint covetousness in such an odious color, were it but compatible with innocence. But here arises the mischief. A truly covetous or covetous, where I moved it. True people would be, okay, I missed it, I lost it. Person from their bare possessions to rich. This is the true state of a covetous person, to which one of the fraternity may possibly make this reply: that when we have said all, since pleasure is the grand aim of life, if there arises a delight to some particular persons from the bare possessions of riches, though they do not nor ever intend to make use of them, we may be puzzled how to account for it, and think it very strange, but ought not absolutely to condemn the men who thus closely but innocently pursue what they esteem the greatest happiness. True, people would be in the wrong to paint covetousness in such odious colors, were it but compatible with innocence. But here arises the mischief. A truly covetous man will stick at nothing to attain his ends. And when once avarice takes the field, honesty, charity, humanity, and to be brief, every virtue which opposes it is sure to be put to the rout. We're going to talk about that in a second. We got a couple more versions on here. Golly, I ain't reading all those. All right. So you got the JBR right here that you can go and read. It's called The Covetous Man as well. We already read the Townsend version. We got Lestrange. A miller bearing his gold. Better no estate at all than the cares and vexations that attend the possessions of it, without the use on't. All of these, dang, they got a whole bunch for this one. This one is popular. This is the Crane Poetry Visual. Oh, they give me all types of ideas. Use alone gives value. Use alone gives value. That is the moral. Then we got finally the Latin version. All right. So, he said, hooked on phonics. Keep on talking crazy, Brother Kwame. I know where you live. Go ahead. Go on crack another joke. Go on. I live closer to you now, man. Come down Hamilton Road and put that hammer on you. Keep it up. Also tried to get Lady T and Baba K's books to no avail, but that probably is something I'm doing wrong. Mama T, Lady T, Sister Tiandra's book, and Baba K. I don't know who Baba K is. Hooked on fun. Okay, all right. I'm trying to tell you. I know where you live, my friend. But anyway, so let's go and look at this. Let's go have a discussion about this. Once again, lines are open. 614. I'm going to get a second screen and plug it into this computer. I'm about to go and update the studio. 614 556-4535. Once again, the black line, 614-556-4535. Use it while you can. Because eventually, once we get streaming on G&J.media, we have a function on there as well where people are going to be able to get directly in, and we're going to be able to stream you straight in to the conversation. And also, I want y'all to remember we have Blunt Talk tomorrow. And I'm going to discuss with Miss Navita the new way that we have that she will be able to have call-in. So it depends on how Navita feels, if she's ready to take the show to that point right now. But I know how to get Navita to where we will be able to have call-ins. All right. On to the story. All right, family. Here we go. So. Now, this morning, I had to hold myself back because I got excited, man, because, like I said, man, I don't pick these stories. I'm going in order. Just like with the Proverbs, I go in order, right? And once again, it shows me that it in a sense, confirms for me that we are on the right path. As we are growing, as we are building stuff, the right message at the right time comes. So I woke up this morning, and the thought for the show today was the life. The life. This life that we live, this cultural, this beautiful life, this life full of history, this life full of power. And then I come down and I read this book because my biggest concern about the life is that the life produces very little. Or, my fault, the life produces very much. The life produces a lot, but we don't use it. In many ways, we are like this damn miser. We got all this knowledge. We got all this information. We got all these skills that are culturally appropriate, and we are burying it in the yard and just coming to look at it during ritual time, coming to look at it during the Malcolm X Festival, coming to look at it when we're celebrating Marcus Garvey, coming to look at it when we are going to Kwanzaa. And then we cry and moan and lament when other people take advantage of what we have. We pull our hair and we cry when we see the treasure or the gold or whatever metaphor you want to use being used by someone else. We have to take the time to really start developing what we have and begin to start elevating what we have to the next level. Because when our children see us striving to lift this up, because it's our responsibility to take this farther than in our community than Nomo did, farther than Dr. Kelsey did, farther than many of the other ancestors that we call on a daily basis here on Gye-Nyame Journey. Each generation has a responsibility to lift it up higher. If not, if we're just looking at it and we're just pulling the fancy clothes up out of our closet on those special days, at those weddings, we just pouring libations at the weddings and the family reunion. And the only time we are reflecting on our ancestors is during those special days. We're like that miser. We're like that miser. And what's even worse is that I want you to understand in this story, in the one that I read to you, and in several renditions here, it was only one story. I take that back because I ain't read them all. But a majority of those stories talked about that the person that came and stole it from the miser was somebody that worked for him. So in the social order, these individuals were lower than him. And they saw what he was doing, and they were able to deduct from his actions that there was something of value there. But he refused to use it. If we look at our culture, we got a whole lot of culture vultures just eating off of what we create. And man, do we get mad, don't we? We get mad. We get mad. Right? So let's take this from our group. Let's take this from our tribe. Let's take this and move it to ourselves. How many of you are taking your gold and burying it in a hole and going to check on it to make sure it's still there? Or like in one story, sitting down and counting it every day in private. You know what I'm saying? You can flex your little gold, your little knowledge or whatever, when you get an opportunity. But you never, because I want you to understand the metaphor of the using the gold. Right? The using the gold is a metaphor for, in a sense, putting something out in the universe. Practicing reciprocity. You pass one thing to somebody and somebody pass something back to you of equal value. That's the process of reciprocity. So what you may be doing in your life is stopping the process of reciprocity from happening. Now let's look at it from an even deeper hang. Not even gonna say deeper. Let's look at it from another angle. Let's look at it from the thief's angle. Was the thief wrong? Was the thief wrong? Because he did take something that didn't belong to him. I ain't going to answer whether. I'm just going to say that the thief took something that did not belong to him. But I have a question. I really want you to think about this question. Was the thief wrong? For all we know, since this man was a miser, in a lot of these stories, this man worked for this man. So if he was a miser, he probably wasn't paying them enough. Any damn way. He didn't pay him enough to get no loyalty. He ain't paying him enough so that this dude could mind his business. This man may have been working for slave wages. I hate to use that term because, we are due reparations. He probably was working for slave wages because this man was cheap. This man was a miser, a hoarder. And he looked at what the man wasn't using, and he took it and he used it. We don't know what he used it on. Probably, you know what I'm saying? He could be at a bar getting drunk, or he could have made some type of investment that would have raised his level of life, turned the life into a living. Many of us are standing in our own way. And many of us are putting ourselves in a position where if we don't handle our business, our ancestors will put somebody in our place to do it. If that means they have to take your gifts to do it. Right? Let's look at this neighbor, man. This neighbor made a profound point. The neighbor told the man, very simply, hell, just bury this damn rock and continue doing the same thing because the rock is of the same value to you that the gold was. Having wealth and not using it is equivalent to not having wealth. Having money and not using it is equivalent to not having money. Having talent and not using it is equivalent to not really having talent. We all done heard the story that this dude got so much potential. But if he's not using it, it might as well be no talent there. And one of the things I want to stress is this, that many of us spend so much time trying to get people to exercise their talent rather than working with those who want to exercise their talent. I see this in the adult world, and I see this in the children world. And I especially see this in our community with adults working with young people. It's a whole industry for people that are willing to work with kids that don't want to be worked with. It's individuals making a living out of working with people full of potential. But there's absolutely $0 out there to work with somebody who has some drive. I want y'all to think about how backwards that is. People will advocate and track me down to try to get me to go work with somebody that don't want to do work, that don't want to grow. That's like this miser. I just want to sit on my talent. I'm gonna wait. Rather than bringing individuals to the circle, to our organizations that are willing to get busy. You don't think something wrong with that? It's almost like we have developed a miser-like culture where we are fascinated and feel responsible for the buried gold rather than taking the gold and using it. We become fascinated by potential energy rather than energy that's willing to be put in motion. And we allow our enemies to hype this up. We got all types of programs. Think about this. All types of programs for wayward youth. Yeah, but I think we need those. But what about those who are trying? We spend 90% of the money on 10% of the young people. And those 10%, what? I mean, we might get a few. But what about those that's trying? I mean, it's so many young people that I have no place to do anything for them. I have for years. I would have to move past them. Well, I wouldn't move past them, but I find other ways. But when it came to the wayward ones, the buried gold, the buried talents, it was so much financial for some of that. So, I want to get back to this. The miser was living a life. And in his living a life the way that he lived life, he not only was not providing a living for himself, he was not providing a living for those that he was responsible for. So one of them decided to take what he had. Okay. How many misers you got in your family? How many misers you got in your tribe? And how many workers, how many workmen do you have in your tribe that's ready to just, he won't use it, I'll use it. Because I find it hard to feel, I mean, even though the miser got robbed, I find it hard to really feel sorry for him. Anybody out there feel sorry for him? Oh, I also tried to get Lady T's and Baba K's book to no avail, but that probably is something I'm doing. Yeah, it depends on which Dr. Kelsey book you want, because remember there's I think Dr. Kelsey got 3 books. Let me know which one you want. I'll send you a link. But for Lady T's book, it's African Deep Thought.com. AfricanDeepThought.com. So, family, I won't belabor this one. But hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully I'm bringing some value to you. If I did bring value to you and you want to support us and you be like, brother, I ain't got no money. All right, check this out. Go to gnj.media, gnj.media, click the try button and sign up. You know what I'm saying? Join our tribal community. Hell, build you a tribe in there as well. All right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's going down. And when Kwanzaa come around, family, it's going to be hot. It's going to, man, get in while you can fit in. I'm trying to let y'all know, Also, for those that can support, go to gnjmedia.support. Once again, that's gnjmedia.support. I know y'all like, Brother Tim, you got a whole, yep. I got a whole lot of domains, yep. I'm buying up property. I'm not playing. I'm not sitting on gold. Now, before I get off here, if there's anybody that want to call in, the call-in number is 614-556-4535. Before I get up and pull up out of here. Ooh, man, look at that. Look what's happening. Wow, that's dope. All right, I know how to stop that. Let me stop it before it go off into infinity and blow up the universe or something. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, man. Oh, that was cold. All right, let's go. We gotta stop that. Let me see. Bow. There we go. All right. I was getting dizzy. All right. 614-556-4535. The name of the fable or folktale for the day is The Miser. And if there's no comments, no questions, no arguments, I've done my job. Family, I will see you in the morning for the Daily Toast. I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. And, of course, y'all know, y'all listening to y'all brother Hatim. And I am out.